What if the problem isn't your goals, but it is your programming? You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to attract opportunities while other people keep attracting the same problems? There was a gentleman named Bob Proctor who taught about the law of attraction, and he explained that it's always working, just like gravity. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle. I help people, especially those over 50, break out of outdated beliefs so they can create freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. And if you're under 50, you can certainly glean some insight here and perhaps shave decades off of your evolution towards the achievement of your goals. No doubt about it. I call all this escaping the matrix, and as I mentioned, I'm talking about the law of attraction and your subconscious mind along with frequency vibrations, and that your results are often mirroring your programming. And as I mentioned, Bob Proctor, he talked about this law of attraction, that it's always working. Who is Bob Proctor? He basically was a gentleman that back in the 60s, somebody shared this information with him, and his income went from a meager income to up over $1 million in a year over a certain period of time. And he attributed it all to what he learned about this law of attraction. And as I'm explaining, he explained that the law of attraction, it works like gravity, whether you realize it or not. If you drop something, it's going to hit the floor or hit the ground. That's the law of gravity. And law of attraction, it's always working. It works the same way. You're constantly attracting people, situations, opportunities, experiences that are in harmony with your dominant vibration. The question isn't, is it working? The question is, what am I attracting? Most people, we focus on the results. We want more money, better relationships, better health, more freedom. And we focus on changing the result, but we rarely focus on changing the cause. The result is the symptom, and the paradigm is often the cause. Now, what is a paradigm? A paradigm basically is a collection of habits, beliefs, and conditioning that's stored in your subconscious mind. Most of this was installed long before we chose it. When we were small, we were born, and our mind just was like a sponge and absorbed everything around us. And this happens between the ages of 1 and 7. Everything around you just gets absorbed. Your family, your school, society, culture, the repetition of all these things. And a lot of this I call the matrix. It's just a society, how it has programmed us. Now, this matrix is programming. Think about what many of us heard growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees. I heard that a lot. Play it safe, stay realistic, get a job, stay there your whole life. Repeat something long enough and it becomes a belief. Repeat a belief long enough and it becomes your identity. And this is why change is so uncomfortable. This is where most people quit. They get excited about something, they set a goal, start thinking differently, and then the discomfort shows up. Why does this show up? It's because the idea is colliding with all your old programming. Your old paradigm, it just wants to stay with familiar things. You notice how people do destructive things over and over again because they're familiar. And you might say, why wouldn't a person keep doing that? And it's because familiarity, it feels safe, even when it's not serving you. So staying in a relationship perhaps that's not serving you, but it's safe. Staying at a job that's not serving you, but it's safe. So it's hard to break out of that because your body and your mind, it wants safety. And even minor changes are very uncomfortable. Now the gratitude, it changes your frequency. That's one of the fastest ways to shift your focus is focusing on some gratitude, things that you're grateful for. But not just listing them per se, but having them vibrate from your core like sincere gratitude for something. Sincere gratitude for, hey, some place to live. A lot of us take a lot of these things for granted, but a lot of people don't have these things. And just showing sincere gratitude for them, it just changes your vibration. So the gratitude, it redirects your intention. So instead of focusing on lack, you begin to focus on abundance. And what you focus on expands. So if I'm making sense, share, follow, subscribe, stay with me, because these are the types of topics that I talk about frequently. So this law of attraction, it's all about your vibration. It's always working. You attract what you're in harmony with. Your vibration, it influences your results. And then just being aware of all this changes everything. Gratitude, it shifts your focus. So change the programming and you can change the outcome. Like I always say, the only way out is in. Peace, one love, and control your destiny.